Yeah, no, that's tough, man. It's so yeah, so you dang only 2 weeks, man. That's so how you like you said it's been getting tough. How you been trying to deal with it?
Well, I try to. I I do a lot of praying now. Something I never did before. You know, just
Hmm.
only when you got something good and happy, yeah, it's
Hmm.
easy to pray. Thank you, God.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
and I
Man.
see so many young people out here. I have to act accordingly, though. I try to not act like it's okay to be homeless and stuff,
Hmm.
but don't let it get you so mad where you do something stupid because they got a place for you,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, and they
yeah,
don't mind putting you there and leaving you there,
yeah.
So
Man, if you don't mind me asking, like you said, you wasn't on you only been like homeless for a couple of weeks. Like how that's my thing. I always be wondering like how like the progression of how it happens. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, I'm sure you were well up doing your thing. At least to a certain degree. Like how does it like slowly progress to where you kind of become without a home? How did that happen?
well, when you don't, first you got a job, you don't stack your paper,
Hmm.
and just spin up everything right now. Got to have this type of car or
Mm.
this and that, and you don't keep, stacking your money. Money goes faster than you can get it,
Hmm. I
and
know
once your
that's right.
money's gone, you mean nothing to nobody.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's right. I've had my little roller coasters, ups and downs, and all that, and I think that's kind of why I've actually been, like I said, I was telling you, we did a little event today, but I think the world's showing us now like nothing is promised. You know what I mean? Like people think they're up. We was talking about it a little bit before. You think you're up, and you can't. I feel like the vibe of everybody is like they can't lose. You know what I mean? If they're doing good, like it's gonna last forever. You know what I mean? So, like you said, we can buy things or just move on impulse, but you never know what's gonna come. You never know what life's gonna put in your way.
Oh, all right. You
You
always
know.
got to keep something for a rainy day.
Hmm.
You know.
Man, how? So where you from? Are you from Vallejo or
Yeah,
originally?
Venetia Vallejo.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
got you. And then like we was talking about before, I know your health problems ain't making it no easier, huh? How's it been
No.
trying to get around like that?
That's. I'm still learning something new every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I just gotta just keep on going. I'm not gonna give up. I mean, God kept me alive, not to be a little crybaby or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna just keep pushing and try to do better. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah. You said you used to drive trucks
Yeah.
at one point, yeah.
Yes, I did.
How long did you drive trucks for?
For about 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty nice, but people are dangerous on the road. And so, a lot of people that drive, and I see now just being home like this, since Vallejo's home,
Mm-hmm.
but to see the way people drive and looking all around,
Yep.
talking and doing this and that, don't
Mm-hmm.
they know? You could die. You
Mm-hmm.
could kill other people. So they take this as a game. They
Yeah.
shouldn't. And then they get in an accident and get all messed up worse than me.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's see what they'll do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We take a lot of things for granted, man. For sure. I think we very like disconnected from each other. You know what I mean? Like just even
Yeah.
my personal experience, just what I've viewed from people, like even their views towards homeless. You know what I mean? It don't. It's almost like especially in the Bay Area, because it's been a lot more homeless over the years, right? I think,
Hmm.
and so it's very much like it's almost like you either homeless or not. Like we're not. It's almost like I think people treat homeless people like they ain't even human no more. Like they don't even. They almost scared of them, or they kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like they lost their turn.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they kind of write them off. And so I was trying to explain to my kids because I took them out with me today and was just trying to, just trying to explain them like, man, we all the same. We all humans, you know what I mean? They just got whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was so curious to see like kind of like what that progression was, or like how one becomes homeless, and try to explain to them. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't. It's not something they wanted to be or you want to be. It just happens, but from different events.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, it gets tough. So you mentioned so you had been incarcerated for a little while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, when I was a little younger, I made dumb decisions. It starts from, I say, your home bringing and, well, your upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
I was real hard headed, didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to listen to mom, didn't want to be going to church and all this kind of stuff. And I got in the habit of doing just what I want to do at the time, not knowing there's be consequences.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I knew moms and pops couldn't whoop my butt, I won't curse or
Mm-hmm.
anything. But hey, I could do what I want now. I'm grown. Ooh, let me tell you, they got
Mm-hmm.
somewhere for you.
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
you don't do what they say, yeah, they'll put you away
Mm-hmm.
and forget about you if you and you can catch more time while you in there. And I know there's people got in and never got out yet. So,
Mm-hmm. Just by getting caught up in stuff inside,
hmm,
having to whatever it was, get
yeah,
defend themselves or do this for this person, do that or whatever it
yeah.
is. Yep. Man.
So freedom is nothing like it. It's good. If you have to be homeless for a minute, well, just ride it out and learn from it. I know
Mm-hmm.
I will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How was that transition like coming out? Like you did was in a in the penitentiary or county or
Well, I was in the penitentiary.
yeah.
I was so nickel slick and thought I was so smart that I ended up touching bases with every prison California has.
Mm.
Just somewhere to house me
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to act right, or I don't want to report like I'm supposed to and
Mm-hmm.
all that. I did what I wanted to do no matter what. But
Yeah.
I knew what would happen to me, but I really didn't know.
Mm.
And for it to turn into now I'm out here homeless, wondering why I ain't got have enough um, work credits to be on what they call it on SSI
Yeah,
and stuff.
SSI. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Man. Yeah, they so oh yeah, that's right. They want you to work so many or have so much,
Hmm.
time in that. Yeah. Did
Only,
you
yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, did you have time? So when you finally did get out, or how long? Like when was the last time you've been in? I
Um,
just want to get a sense for people like that transition of like coming out to prison. Sometimes it ain't, even though you're freedom, it's still hard. You know what I mean? I've heard some people say, "Man, it's damn near it was easier for them inside." Just depending on who you are.
yeah, and I used to kind of think that this ain't nothing doing a violation. Got somewhere to eat 3 meals a day. We used to have iron and pumping iron and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was the boy.
Mm-hmm.
How dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But 2005 was the last time I was incarcerated, and I pray to Jesus I never go back.
Mm-hmm.
If I have anything to say about it, I'm never going back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have trouble like finding a job, or like when people view you? I mean, obviously people, there's a lot of stigma on people getting fresh out. I
Oh,
wasn't
I never had no problems
no
getting a
problems. That's
job.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. If it wasn't for me now without a bladder, I'd be working right now.
Mm-hmm.
Be in my truck. I wouldn't even be worried about homelessness.
Mm-hmm. Man, what's I know your bladder definitely, like you said, that's becoming a big issue. Do you have a plan, or like you think what you're gonna be able to do, or do they have any other kind of methods they could use that you can maybe get around a little bit better? Or
Well,
you,
I'm hoping so. It's kind of hard to stay in contact with the different doctors or, getting, when you're homeless, you never know, from each day is different. You know,
hmm,
when you walk away from your, wherever you camping out at or tent you have, You never know when you get back there if it'll even be
Hmm.
there. So,
And is that from like the city coming in cleaning up? Is it other people kind of taking your stuff, taking over your spot? And you have,
little bit of both.
yeah, you know,
So it's just one day at a time, and it's better to just stay positive and do what you can, and don't fly off the handle and do something stupid or have people after you. You don't
mm-hmm.
want that neither.
Yeah, yeah. Would you say you mentioned a couple times like not listening? Would you say like I always because I honestly I see a lot of my own characteristics. You feel me? Like a problem with authority stuff like that. Do you think that was a big issue? You know what I mean? People kind of trying to tell you what to do or trying to fit and take orders from people or anything like that.
Well, that has a lot. That has some to do with it, but in my case, not really, because I've seen a lot of things, been around a lot of people. You know, generally people are cool as long as you're cool,
Hmm.
but you never know what the other person might have did or how their day started or anything. So I came with a plan where it's best to treat people the way you want to be treated,
Hmm.
and not that don't mean every day is going to be perfect or everybody's going to follow that, but you have less problems compared to when I was, wanting to test test my oats, see if
Hmm.
I could do this or that, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm at the age now and I don't have time to play.
yeah. You really are like a lot of people say. It's like we attract the things that kind of happen to us, like the energy we put out. You know what I mean? That
Hmm.
it comes right back. So that's why I always like I try to tell my kids or just anybody. It's like, man, like I say, you want to put that out there. You want to hurt people and do this and that. It's like you're gonna be winning for so long, but then it's all gonna come back eventually. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
don't know how much. You know.
There's always going to be somebody better than
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, can't win them all.
Hmm. Man. So you've been out here, like you said, you only been, you've been out like homeless for a couple weeks now. How's that been? How do you like even like with the weather and everything? Like I know it gets cold out there at night, and you know you got certain ways you have to try to deal with that, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never known here in Vallejo ever been cold the way it's been out here
Mm-hmm.
at all. You know, it almost seemed like, man, are we in a different orbit or something?
Yeah, I feel like what they say, like the poles is changing. They say that the
Uh-huh.
weather's been changing. Like it's even the amount of rain and how long it rains. Yeah, I think we're definitely getting somebody else's weather for
Yeah, I
sure.
thought they had some kind of weather machine or something,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, shoot. Some people say they do too. uh, man, yeah, that's tough. What's interesting? Like I said, I've been driving around through Richmond right now, or earlier, and man, I just even it almost seemed like it was almost more out here, homeless people out here in Vallejo. Like? Let me ask you about Vallejo since you've been originally from here, because I just been here for so long.
Mhm.
Like, what are the changes? Like, have you seen this city change?
Well, first of all, the roads that the streets and stuff people drive down is is so raggedy and messed up. I'm glad I don't have a car
Mm-hmm.
because it wouldn't last long.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time when we had the best roadways
Mm-hmm.
and everything out here, but now it's like it's more people out here than Vallejo is even set up for. And they have built a lot of houses and got all these people here, and our roadways can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
There's traffic everywhere when there was never traffic, so, and then with all the people, it's a lot of new faces.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was a newbie in my own town I grew up in,
Mm-hmm.
so
A lot of people's moved out here.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people from Richmond has came out here for sure. You know.
and a lot of people that have, you know, mental problems and all that. You know, I hope they get better.
Mm.
But it's like everybody's being dumped here in Solano County, Vallejo.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope they have a way of dealing with it where it don't be no problems.
Yeah.
That people are screaming and hollering all during the night, or day. You never know what might happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I know. I definitely hear it for sure. Right here. You know, it's it's a trip. Like how, especially like you mentioned, the like people's mental problems. Like, what do you like? If you had to like almost think of like a percentage, because I think a lot of people look at homeless people and they're all like, "Oh man,
We're
they
all crazy.
yeah, they're all either they all crazy or man, go they can get a job. Look, he's walking and doing this and that. He can go do what I I think we kind of don't fully understand or we don't have uh the empathy of just to even understand, like, man, you don't know what's going on with that person. You know what I mean? You
That's
don't know
true.
what happened to him as a young child or whatever, or you know, anything. Nobody wants to be doing what they're doing. So, you know, have you, you know what I mean? What have you came across? What would you say, like, is it more drug use, more mental illness, even more people just down on their luck? What would you say, like, a majority of the homeless, why they're homeless?
Well, I'll answer it this way. Anytime you're doing things and you know about the man upstairs, and you don't do what he say, that makes me crazy when I know better,
Mm,
you know. So
mm,
when I do my own thing, it's not right. It can't be. So I
mm,
just kick back and first thank him every day. Hey, I'm alive, you know, no matter what, and hopefully he got something for me to do, to
mm,
help somebody else. That's all.
mm, mm. You have a lot of people. I mean, like I said, you only been out here for a couple of weeks, but have you made friends out here? Or like you got people that you kind of keep in contact with, or you kind of just still getting adjusted, kind of sticking to
I'm still
yourself?
kind of getting adjusted, but there's certain areas I walk or jump on a bus or whatever, and I go and I see some of the same people in different, their different little areas and stuff, and
Hmm.
I speak to people and
Mm-hmm.
stuff if they want to be spoken to. If not, I keep on about my business,
Mm-hmm.
but hey, if I can help, I'm there.
Yeah, yeah. Have you had any run-ins or anything with people from back in the day that kind of maybe surprised to see you in the position you're in right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a little shocked, but I just, hey, when I was doing my, I don't know what you call it, acting up,
Mm-hmm.
I was running in and out of prison, like, I was going to Club Med or something. I'm not doing that now, and it's just payback, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
and hopefully I could talk to some youngster or something, and they just make some better decisions before they wind up, because a lot of people they're dying now. They're
Mm.
not just getting second chances or this and that. They're just and people. Most of my relatives and everything, they're gone. When there was
Yeah.
a time I was like, man, well, everybody I know, we're all still alive. People I grew up with, we're all still alive in a matter of a short 10 years. More people than died that I knew than watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
How old are you?
I'm 62.
62. Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, do you have any like family around or anything like that, or a majority of your family were they from out here too, or they stayed, or they kind of left and
Well,
went out at other places?
yeah, all over California, back east, and I have
Mm-hmm.
family everywhere, and to enough where I'm still a little ashamed, I guess, of myself, where I don't want to even put my family, like have them when they was responsible for me. I felt I didn't appreciate it,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know it could be worse, or
Mm-hmm.
better,
Mm-hmm.
So I still have things I gotta fix and man up to.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, I'll just do what I can and you know stand on my own 2 feet as much as I can, as long as I got them.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah. So you still got some work to do. You still is that like you got like to make amends with some family members and for some things that's happened back in the day or what?
Really nothing like that, But you never know. But the thing is, you know, I have more family than what I realize,
Mm.
because the people I deal with every day and see, that's my family too,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's the way I see it.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Yeah. I know I had a conversation with somebody a while back and they had like a big like what do you call it? Like a blood like biological family. Like they had a net like their real family was really big and so they were super close knit and I was trying to explain, I was like, man, when you don't have no big like a big family like that, like your friends and your associates, they kind of become your family. You know what I mean? A
Hmm.
real strong friends just as much as family, you know? So I mean that's cool that you at least got that, you know?
Yeah.
Got that. Yeah. Man, so is there any like some anything particular that you're kind of like working on right now to kind of try to get back and get back on your feet?
Well, once I could get my medical situated, and then I'll have room to do other things. But my medical and my housing, I definitely got to get together,
Hmm.
And I know here in Belial, they'll help me.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because I feel like, man, being out here, it's almost like I would assume like the longer you out here, probably the more, you know what I'm saying? The more the streets are kind of like beat you down and make it even harder to get out, huh? So it's kind of like,
Yeah, because it'll make you lazy
mm-hmm,
to a certain point,
mm-hmm,
especially the crafty people that like picking up and touching things that don't belong to
mm-hmm. It's a
them.
lot of them out there, huh?
Yeah, and I don't think it's just homeless people,
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
Yeah, we got a big problem with that, especially in the Bay Area. A lot of people, and you know what's crazy about that, and what the harmful part of it is like people as humans, man, we just like we look at people, and we just paint everybody with the same brush. Like homeless
hmm
people, let's paint it all. They all on drugs. They all gonna do this. They all steal your lock a car door. They're gonna do this, do that. And we don't take stuff down. To me, at least, I don't think we take stuff down to like the individual level. You know what I mean? And look at that person alone, and take it case by case. We just kind of program to kind of even whatever, even if it's police fuck all the police. You know what I mean? There's good police too out there, but we just so quick to like brush everybody off.
well, when I was out there doing wrong, I would say f the police right away,
Mhm.
because I don't want to be caught by them.
Mhm.
But they're not all bad.
Mhm.
There's good and bad and everything,
And everything.
you
Yeah.
know. But the police and anybody else don't make my decisions. I
Mhm.
choose if I'm gonna go good or I'm gonna go bad.
Mhm.
I'm just choosing good now. I wish I'd have did it a long time ago, but hey, better late than never.
Yeah. That's right.
Uh, so
That's right.
yeah.
Do you have I know being locked up definitely probably taught you a lot, right? Is there anything in particular that you might have learned inside that you kind of carry with you? You know what I mean, as far as like how to conduct yourself and stay out of trouble, or What could you say? Was there any? I guess I could say, is there any positives you got out of being in the penitentiary?
Only thing positive I got out of that for sure, I don't want to be told to bend over and cough
Hmm.
ever again by nobody.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because when I was doing wrong or violating, because I wouldn't go report, I was doing it myself, and I don't know why I was doing it.
Hmm.
Not at all, but I'm not doing it now.
Hmm. Man, so you had a problem with doing your little check-ins, huh? With the parole agent?
Because I knew I was dirty
Mm.
and stuff, and they locked me up for nothing one time, and they did it for me.
Hmm. Can I ask you about that? Like, at what point did you like decide to start, I don't know if, like, if you ever got any sort of drug use, but at what point did you like decide, like, oh, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna do this, and was it that I could do this and get away with it, like, it's not gonna be that bad, what, how does that happen to one?
I never realized going back and forth and going to jail was hurting anybody but me, but
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong about that. My kids, their mamas, my family, period. I know my mom didn't know what was wrong with me, what got into me. Well, we know it was the devil, really.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, just one day when I was locked up, I think I was in Pelican Bay or something. And when it was getting time for me to get out, it was like I had a dream and just, I never want to come back to prison ever again. I
Mm-hmm.
got it. Something that's not mine, don't mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people doing this and that, I don't have to do that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if you want to follow what I do, check this out, try this. Something healthy and helpful, not something that'll get you hooked and people end up dying and all that kind of stuff. I don't want that. I
Mm-hmm.
started caring about people more
Mm-hmm.
and less of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you got out of prison, that kind of like that light bulb kind of went off, and you started thinking that way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
How was your upbringing?
I had a very good upbringing,
Yeah.
you know, but the church thing, I wasn't really with that because a lot of things I couldn't do, Seventh Day Adventist,
Mm-hmm.
but it really was the best thing. And I've checked out other denominations, and anybody that confess or claim they love God, you got to love your brother and sister too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. I think that's kind of like one point I wanted to get across is, like, I think a lot of people, you know, just it's a trip. Even doing this homeless, we call it the Helping Hands. It's like a homeless event where we did like a raffle for the tattoos. So like tattoo raffle tickets, and then the
hmm
winner would win a tattoo or whatnot. But I definitely didn't get the what is it called, the participation that I thought I was gonna get. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot has to do with just people's attitude towards homeless people, and kind of like, you know, almost like stop looking at it, like you said, almost your brother and sister. Like, we, as a regular society, where we almost like write people off. We don't even treat them as like human no more. You know what I mean? It's almost like a
right.
nuisance. You know what I mean? When you hear people talking about homeless people, it's almost like like talking about like rats or something, might like some like,
hmm
you know what I mean?
But see, what the people forget, the government is forgetting, they caused this.
Mm,
You know, nobody wasn't voting or lobbying about, hey, bring us a disease that'll kill us all.
mm.
Just all of a sudden, hey, there's what's that thing?
The COVID
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
COVID. I didn't know nothing about no COVID. And
Mm,
then all of a sudden, hey, a plane flies in. Now it is airborne. Now we suffering
mm,
from it. They started this mess. they knew what they was after when they did this, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
or what they was trying to get. And now people that couldn't pay their rent and stuff like that now, or keep paying for a house they was buying, now they're homeless.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it started. They try to get you guys to not see that they started it. All this old giving us a few little 15, 1600. What's that gonna do when you gonna up the price of everything?
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't want to get into that. I got enough. I still need them. I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
need the doctor.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, let me take that back. I'll take that 15 right there.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. No, I hear you. I hear
like
you.
education, you know, you got to use it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to really point no fingers at nobody. I'm going through what I'm going through, and I'm gonna try to make it look good.
Yeah,
That's
no,
all.
I hear that. When you out here, out here on the streets with and you talking, with other people that are homeless or whatnot. Do you guys ever like? Is it like a thing like almost like when you I would almost put it like this, like when you go to jail, right? You in getting processing and all that, people chit chat, oh, what you do, like what you in for, that kind of talk. Is there something like that with like homeless people, like when you befriend another homeless person, you guys talk about like man, how did we get here? This happened and that happened, and or is it just a pure survival mode? What can we do to help each other? Let's survive another night type of vibe.
Most of the time, people are, everybody's in need of this and that, and we try to, you know, help each other out mostly. But you got to deal with when you're on the street, you're dealing with the good and the bad. You
Mm,
know, dope fiends, people that don't mess with it, or this and that, and everybody, but mostly everybody gives each other their space. I'm not gonna get in your way, don't get in mine. You
mm-hmm.
know, type thing. But they know, wow, at least with me, people know if I can help them, I'm gonna help them.
Mm,
There's times you do things you won't get paid for it or this and that. Hey, the government did the same thing. They brought in COVID, and they come with different little stuff to make you take shots or something. You don't know what it'll do to you.
mm,
I've never caught it. I'm
mm-hmm.
glad of that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to say nothing wrong and they hear me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing. Like, well, even with the COVID, well, like I say, you've only kind of been out there for a couple of weeks, but I wonder what COVID did to the like the homeless community. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't hear people like, oh, so and so. Well, because again, I'm not homeless, so I'm not talking to a lot of people. But do you think there was a big uh, from talking to people, did they mention like, oh, during COVID, or people catch COVID all the time and they're just dying? Is that a thing, or you know?
Well, I believe what it did was it altered a lot of people's plans, how they was going to do this and that. And when COVID hit, those plans was just out the window.
Mm,
It was almost like people was running for their lives, but
mm,
you can't run nowhere.
mm,
You know, I know my family caught the virus, and I did what I could. That lives in the areas, and when after their little hibernation time, this and that, we all went and got tested,
mm,
and of course they had it, so they're going to test positive, and they couldn't believe I tested negative, and I was in the house with them.
mm.
You know,
You got that good immune system, man.
yeah,
Some, yeah.
something. But who knew I'd turn around and lose my bladder on a fluke? But
They didn't
seven.
mention what that was from, or
Well, they try to say it's from smoking cigarettes,
oh, okay.
but nothing wrong with my lungs.
Hmm.
Hmm. I never heard of nobody catching bladder cancer like that. I
Yeah,
know you get cancer from anything. You
yeah.
know, all I know is if I would have kept my bladder, I wouldn't be here right now.
Mm.
So
And when did you get your when did you get the bladder? You got it removed, right?
hmm
Bladder removed. When did you get that done?
that was like 2 years ago,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm still dealing with the aftermath right now.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, damn, that's tough. Cause you mentioned you was in a house before, right?
yeah,
A couple weeks ago. So that all just happened, and a
yeah,
couple weeks. You said somebody passed away.
yeah. The man in the house died, and there was just a son left. So he went to Nevada, to Reno, actually with his uncle to
Hmm.
stay. You know, because he was special too. You
Hmm.
know, he was a good guy. So yeah,
Yeah. Nah, yeah, that's tough, man. And you did say, I remember I've talked to a couple people and I watched some things where like people will be homeless and like some of their family out there don't even know. You
yeah,
know, you said you got some of that going on too.
yeah. There's family members that don't know I'm going through it. You know, I don't know why I'm being such a coward and just staying away.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, cause
this my home. Vallejo's my home. Even the streets.
yeah,
So I might as well learn it good.
yeah, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
trip, man, because you just never know. Like, uh,
But if anybody got a place and I can have it, thank you. No.
huh. Yeah, nah, that'd be a trip, man. You know, like I said, if one of your family members find out, and you know, but like you said, you said you kind of working on it, right? Working on that, trying to be able to, you know, kind of get over that, and kind of maybe, do you see yourself maybe one day maybe reaching out to anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm a man up.
it's hard, man. I did the same. Like, I hit some hard times, and it's the same thing. I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do this. I'll sell this. I'll figure this out. And to get help from somebody, or take some money from somebody to just whatever is hard. You know what I mean? Because your pride is, at least this has been me talking. My pride, baby, so in it. I'd almost rather lose everything before I take a dollar from somebody. And that's I've had to do it a couple times, and it don't feel good. But again, I had to just man up and be like, hey, man, we all we all get help from everybody, whether we like it or not.
This is what I feel about pride. Put it in your back pocket.
Mm.
Because pride will get you in trouble every time.
Hmm.
You know. And when Jesus come, I don't want to have pride standing in the way to keep me from going to heaven. So
Yeah.
might as well practice doing the right thing now.
Hmm. Yeah. You definitely gotta have that, get that pride out of there, and learn how to accept. Like you just said,
hmm
you always helping. You always down to help people. Those people are letting you help them. You know what I mean? So if they wasn't to let you help them, then it's gotta be a whole little circle. Like everybody gotta kind of be
Yeah,
doing their thing for each other, and then it all kind of would work a little better. I think. You know.
yeah, it would. Things would be a lot better.
Hmm. How was it for? Well, you said it's only a couple weeks, but yeah, that weather, man. Like I said, that weather is no joke. But it's at least it's getting a little nicer out here in
Man,
the
the
daytime.
being without soap and water,
Yeah.
I never, hmm, I
What's
still
like
can't
a
get
what's a
over.
day look like for you on your day to day? Like what kind of things you know?
Well, medically, guarantee I'm waking up and I have to dry off. I'm thinking I'm swimming all night long. When I go to sleep, I forget about all that I don't have a bladder and all that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm dreaming in my dreams I'm normal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then I wake up and oh no, and I
Mm.
don't want to be seen.
Mm. That's
I
get
don't think I'll ever get over that.
Yeah.
But I have good friends out there that, you know, guarantee in front of me they're real nice and they help me when they can. But you know, who knows if I'm being talked about behind my back? Hey, it's not my fault.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
So that's what happened. Yeah. So that's in the morning. And then like during the day and everything, what do you try to just find things that keep you busy? You got your little rounds you make, or
Well, I'm gonna make the rounds anyway, just to make sure I can, you know, eat and stay dry and
mm-hmm,
stay clean. You know,
mm-hmm,
because when you can't shower in a tent,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
so but they have different places. You know, we have certain things out here that I still don't, I won't really mess with. You know, but that's you know for other people, other things. I'm gonna try to get me a membership in a you know some type of gym or something,
Yeah,
and then
yeah. They got that Planet Fitness up here, right
right,
here.
yeah,
Yeah,
and so that'll hopefully that'll work out.
yeah. I was explaining to my kids earlier, cause you know this phase like being out there, being homeless for so long, like you start just slowly falling apart. You know what I mean? Some of your appearances and everything. And I was trying to tell them, I was like, man, if you ever get to a point where it's like, you know, you down and out, you don't got money. The last thing you worry about is how you look. You know what I mean? You just your priorities start changing. You know, you
Hmm.
start figuring out, or even if it's drugs use, you know, you kind of your brain start getting. I just need that fixed to get me through the next day. You don't. Your priorities aren't on your appearance no more. You know.
Right, and you stop caring,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's a sad thing to see when you know somebody that was really about something, and now they're just out there and don't care. It's
Mm-hmm.
that's sad to see.
Yeah. It's definitely you could definitely tell like something's going on with that. Even if they're not homeless, it could be somebody that's got a house and everything, but slowly they life not doing good, so they don't get dressed up. They in whatever, in pajamas every day, whatever, where you could look at pictures back at, years before, damn, whatever, say it's a female. Oh, she used to get all did up and she
Hmm.
used to always be have her nails done. It's something is there some sort of connection with like how you feel on the inside and what it looks like on the outside, or how you start taking care of or stop taking care of yourself in a certain
Hmm.
way?
And start feeling like trash,
Yeah.
and you look around, there's trash everywhere,
Uh-huh.
and wow,
You ever get down? You ever have them days where you I mean, we all got bad days and stuff that we know where we think certain things, but do you ever have days where you just like well, I guess maybe like feel like giving up or anything like that?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can
And those
imagine.
feelings come more and more each day.
Yeah, that's what I was
But
figuring. The longer you out here, probably the harder it's gonna be to, you know, kind of turn it around. Yeah, I can see that.
well, hopefully people are here, hear this message, you know, your radio station or YouTube or whatever, and you know, more people will want to come talk and see what happens.
Hmm.
Maybe together we could really make a change and make it happen faster, you know.
Yeah, yeah. That was kind of like, I feel like the point of everything was, for me at least, was just to like show people that like, for one, like I said, some people they be scared. You know what I'm saying? They scared of people. It's almost like that's not a human no more. That's the boogeyman walking around or whatever. And it's like, brother, that ain't it. You know what I
It's a
mean? Like,
human being. I used to call them monsters.
yeah, yeah,
And now I'm one.
yeah. Ain't that a trip though, man? And it's and I think James, I think things are gonna turn around for you because I think like we said, we was talking about before, like some people they got so much mental stuff going on and they got a lot of abuse problems going on to where it just anything that's gonna happen out here, it just like speeds it up. You know what I mean? It's gonna
Hmm.
make it that much more worse when you're dealing with certain substances and everything to where like you got, you still got your sense and everything. It's just like I said, it's just been a few events that have transpired that put you here. But I feel like you were smart enough to turn it around. And like I said, with people hearing this, watching it, I really want people to understand like it can happen to anybody. You know what I mean?
Anybody.
It's not a, oh my God, I
It's
can't
not a
believe.
black or white or
Yeah,
Chinese, Mexican,
yeah,
anybody.
yeah, yeah. And just have people have a little bit more compassion when they see a homeless person and understand and don't write them off so quick. You know what I mean? I see and hear that from a lot of people. You know what I mean? They're just like, especially nowadays when it's kind of rough for everybody. So everybody's kind of like, shit. I'm having trouble paying my own bills. What I'm gonna pay somebody else for? That's kind of like the energy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But it's like you always got a little extra something. You know what I mean? Or you always got a little bit more than the next person, so you can spare something. You know?
Well, right now, I'm glad to be able to spend my time just sitting and running my mouth like I always do,
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, people have to hear the truth. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's not as bad as it really looks, because one thing about being homeless, you don't have to answer to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
That, I wish it would have been my choice. I wouldn't have chose to be homeless. And if so, let me be homeless with some water.
Yeah, those essentials, huh?
Yeah.
Some soap, water. Yeah.
I think the city will get, Solano County gonna get us back right. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah, man.
um,
It's a shame. It's because it's a really a beautiful city, man. Like I said, I've only been here for a little while. I'm always, I've been Vallejo quite a bit, but like
mhm.
I didn't know exactly the extent of like some of the issues that goes on here, and I'm just like, damn, it's such a pretty city
It
right here
is.
by
It
the
really
water
is.
and all that
Hmm.
stuff, and it's like somebody eventually got to put some money into this joint, like it's like prime real estate right here, and so yeah, man, I'm sure it'll get better, you know. May get worse before it get better, but eventually it's got to turn around some way, you know. But yeah, man. Do you have any you got any other advice for to end it off for these youngsters, man? That's I always say like the older people is kind of a lot of people is kind of stuck in their ways, but these youngsters is, they're coming up on
Yeah.
these moments or these times in their life where these things are going to these little events going, whether it's getting locked up or this and that,
Hmm.
like how they can kind of address or deal with those things to kind of keep them from being homeless.
The kids learn all you can in school. Stick with school and go for there. By the time you graduate high school, you'll already know if you college material or not. And listen to your elders. You don't have to actually have a car run you over to know a car can run you over. You know, listen and you learn by watching and stuff. Other people, you'll know what to do or what not to do. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's good. I like that because it's like I said, I tell my kids the same stuff. Like I tell them the mistakes I've made or the mistakes my friends have made, this and that. It's like you don't gotta, you know, experience that. You don't have to go down that road. You can just learn from other people. You know what I mean?
hmm
Learn what they did and learn the consequences they did, and then be like, okay, well, let me not play that game then. But somehow some people still want to, I don't
hmm
know if it's something in
some
our
people don't
mind.
believe
Yeah, yeah.
hot grease ain't hot. So
Yeah, yeah. They touch whatever hot grease ain't hot. Oh, they touch the grease a different way. I'm gonna touch it this way. Like nah, no matter what way you touch that grease, it's gonna burn you. You know.
yeah,
So yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it, James, man. Like I said, it was good to talk to you. Like I said, it was meant to be, man. I've been meaning to get somebody on the podcast. I was supposed to have him last Friday. Nobody, and I didn't get nobody. And then you ended up pulling up on me. I was like, you know what, this is perfect. It's meant to be. So I appreciate your time and your honesty about everything. And like I said, I'd like to keep in touch with you, man. I see you always like passing by and stuff. So
okay,
I'm thankful for the day that I see you driving by or something, or I see you,
yeah.
passing by in a different, better position. So I look forward to it, man.
Okay.
Yep.
I appreciate this,
Appreciate
and this
it,
was
man.
good for me. I
Yeah.
really needed this.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So long, everybody.
So long, and we out. Beneath the Hey, real quick, do you have any tattoos? No, no. Oh yeah, because you know my show called Beneath the Ink, but you ain't gotta have no tattoos. A lot of people don't. But yeah, man, I appreciate it again. I forgot to ask you that because a lot of people be tatted that come on here. Yeah, you never got in that, huh?
I started some things, but tats hurt.
Yep.
They
They
hurt.
do.
They hurt. Me and pain don't get along.
Don't get along. All right, we out.